The next question is, who am I? That is the question. Who am I? For me, it's probably the biggest question. And you must be willing to take that inside and into the rabbit hole and do a meditation and meditate on this every day of your life. And things will begin to be revealed to you. But you have to take that question by your hand and move with it and run with it. But you also need to understand that who you are may not be who you think you are. Speaking of myself, I'm a father, I'm a son, I'm an uncle, I'm a musician, I'm a writer. These are just things that I can do. This is really not who I am at all. Because if I was to ask you to point to yourself and you point here to your chest, and then I ask you to point to God and you point here to your chest, or your heart rather, it's pretty self-explanatory. But what keeps us from having the consciousness of that very fact is fear. And when you delve inside of yourself, asking the question, who am I? Then the doors begin to open, and then you begin to get glimpses of who you are, and then priorities in your life shift, and next thing you know, your life becomes the unfoldment and the validation of who you truly are. You are the spirit. You came from a spiritual realm. You're here having a human experience. You're a spiritual being first, and then when you leave, you go back to nowhere. You go back to the dimension of the spirit. The next question is, where am I going? Before you can ever get where you are going, you must first understand where you come from. And then you must understand why you were born, to live your passion, why you're here. And you must truly understand who you are. And it is only then will you able to get where you are going. Can you see yourself a year from now living your passion, even if you take it on as a hobby for now? Because yes, it's a practical way, and you do have to earn a living, and you may have children involved, and I understand that responsibility. But once you begin to live your passion, even if it's as a hobby for moments at a time, doors will begin to open, priorities will begin to shift, things will begin to magically come to you, obstacles will be removed from your life. The more you begin to live your passion, 5 years from now, can you see yourself living your passion 5 years from now? Not only living your passion, being better at it than anybody else. That's what makes you unique. Do this for yourself. Now, all that being said, there is a creative principle involved. Understand that thought is the primary force in the universe. It is that which has given life to everything that you see. It is the primary force. It is that which created the world of form. But also understand that there is another aspect. There has to be a power associated behind that thought so that everything could congeal and become what it is. And that is feeling. You must be in practice to use your thought and feeling together to where you no longer live your life as a fish, just as a slave moving through your world experience asleep. You must become awake to the fact of who you are, that you are really creating all of this. You've created this program for me to sit here and talk to you. You have. And everything you think and everything you feel happens. But there's another component, and that's taking action. And the balance between these three is finding when do I need to take action and when do I need to sit back and be passive and let things unfold so that I can recognize that which I've been wanting to call to me has shown up. But there is also something else involved. You must understand sympathetic resonance. Maybe some of you musicians out there are familiar with this. Sympathetic resonance. This is a very sympathetic universe. It loves you so much. It wants to give you beyond what you could think for yourself, and it wants to give it to you right here and right now. But the problem we're having is we're not allowing it. Abraham Hicks says, you've already asked. Your presence on this planet alone is asking. It's already given. Everything in the universe is already manifested. If God is infinite, there is no timeline. So everything does exist. Everything is just infinite potential waiting to unfold. But the problem that we're having is the third one, which is allowing it. And you may ask yourself, Keith, do I just allow it? Well, yeah, it's really that simple. But don't kid yourself for a moment. There is work involved. You have to learn how to go inside of yourself and balance energy. You have to know how to use your spirit, how to move your spirit in and out of this dance to create a movement of energy. You must learn how to will your life into existence. Sympathetic resonance. If I was to play a guitar, while there was another guitar over here on the other side of the room on a guitar stand, if I play a G chord, that G string on that guitar begins to reverberate. How is that possible? It's because they're in harmony. They are like vibrations. And everything that happens to you in your life is sympathetic resonance. It's sympathetic resonance. Those people in your life that bother you and hurt you, so to speak, sympathetic resonance. You brought it to yourself. And when you understand these creative principles and you begin to change your vibrations, you're 98.6 degrees. If you walk out into a 98-degree sun that day, you would tell me that's hot. You're radiating this heat, this bioenergetic field, and this is mingling with other energies, and they all having a conversation beyond what you even know on a conscious level, and things are moving in and out of your life. It's sympathetic resonance, I tell you. I know this from experience. I've been doing this a long time, and I'm getting very proficient at it to where I'm able to move from a full-time musician to becoming a full-time author and teacher.